I think we have enough intelligent statues in Philadelphia to team up and go after other cities.
Yes.
Because we might be able to win.
Are there any humanoid statues as massive as William Penn, like
anywhere in America?
Anywhere in the, like East Coast, at least, like
Statue of Liberty.
That's the big battle. Yeah, our statues versus your statues any day of the week.
YUNKJunk!
Have you ever thought, what if statues came to life and started fighting each other? Well, apparently the internet is talking nonstop about this, so we thought we would weigh in with some Philadelphia statues and figure out who would win in a battle royale.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about some games too.
Yeah.
We'll talk about some games too.
we'll fit games in here, trust me.
But this was y'all's concept, so I'm going to leave it to you to kick it off.
Yeah, there's so many great statues in Philadelphia, and it's really hard to really think about like just who's the best, right? And it depends if you're going like sheer mass or pointiness or just like intelligence.
Material strength on the hardness scale.
Yeah, and there's a couple like that jump to mind, right? Like everyone thinks of the Rocky statue. And Rocky's a pretty good statue, but like he's not that big.
He's life-sized.
Have they defined the rules, or is it just a battle royale? I'm going to screw that up the whole episode. Is it just who would win in a fight? Which statue would win?
Just think Pulp
like
Fiction,
no rules.
Royale with cheese. Battle Royale.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically,
I think call that in France.
Whatever's a better story goes, right?
Yeah.
So like if you can make the pitch for it, that's very exciting.
All right.
Yeah.
So our plan today is to take the Philadelphia statues
Yes.
and figure out which one would win in this epic fight.
Yeah.
Correct.
Now, I have a question right off the rip. Are we only talking about human statues?
No.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But if it's a non-human statue, like how is it going to move? How is it going to think?
Yeah, we have to figure out the articulation style versus like how it's going to move versus like humanoid ones, which are more, but not always obvious.
If they have a weapon, does the weapon function as it would in the real world, or is it just a rock?
I would say melee, yes.
Yeah, and
Melee, yes.
Maybe even projectile. I don't know. What do you guys think about if they have like a cannon or something with them?
That's where I'm
muskets.
going.
Like, should they work?
yes, absolutely.
Would they fire the same material that the statue's made of, or fire the real material?
They're what the statue's made of, because this unless the statue, if it's a golden statue, it's firing gold at you, for sure.
Oh, good. Okay, that actually works. I'll
Yeah.
accept that. I like that.
Yeah, because we're saying like the statue's filled of itself, right?
Yeah.
It's not like being filled with guts all of a sudden, and it's not like that's not what's happening. Yeah.
Whatever's better for the story. I like the way you defined it.
Yes.
Whatever's better for the story. Okay, cool. So projectiles are in.
Totally.
Creatures are in.
Yes.
Features definitely in. Inanimate objects, I would say, are in.
If they're big enough to be denoted as a statue.
So that's the thing. Like, there's one famous statue,
Like Beauty and the Beast style?
Yeah.
Okay.
They become anthropomorphized. Yeah, there's one, the clothespin statue, the 15th of Market.
I hadn't even
It's
thought
a
of that one.
huge statue, but it's of a clothespin.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a solid sculptured statue.
But it's obvious how that would move, right? It's got this giant joint.
Yeah, but it has a hinge joint, and it could also waddle. Yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna crush. It can probably crush smaller statues pretty
but
readily.
it's also
probably
huge. So I
flick
might
stuff,
miss statues of certain size. Like,
You know,
they have to be a minimum size for it to smash.
It would be pretty good, like, or can someone use paperclip statue as a weapon? Granted, they can hold him.
I was going to say the only one that could probably hold him is William Penn on top of City Hall.
And ignore
William Penn with the clothespin.
That's what I'm saying.
He's already an absolute unit, though. I don't know if you give him that advantage.
Like he's already like
he's
William Penn
30
is
feet tall of like bronze.
Yeah, he's huge. Like you don't get how big he is.
If you're not from Philadelphia, there used to be a man on top of the tallest building in Philadelphia, and we were told never build something above him.
Yes.
And they immediately built something above him.
And then all the sports teams sucked for 30 years.
True. It was a curse. But there's this giant man. He's a Quaker.
Yes.
His name is William Penn. And he has been up there for a long, long time, and everybody from Philly knows who he is. So
120
giant
years?
man on top of building for people who don't live in Philly.
So him being a Quaker brings up another question. Quakers are pacifists.
Oh,
Does he? So I would say if he's going to be included, you make him he's a reactionary or defensive player.
defensive type. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which immediately solves our problem of he is the
yeah.
biggest statue in Philly.
Yeah, so basically he would be possibly the main target for a lot of the smaller statues.
Is he the arbiter? Is he essentially like Shao Kahn in the
overseeing?
background?
That's what I'm thinking.
He's
like
too big, though. Like, he should be in the front lines. Like, if you put the big guy in the back, you're like, that guy's a coward.
Wait, so do you want to make him the big boss? You beat all the other statue, whoever wins, they fight William Penn?
Yeah.
He's the boss. Okay.
And then he immediately yields, and you're like, this game sucks.
No. I'm saying he's a pacifist, and he won't initiate fight. I don't think he's going to yield.
What are the rules of the Quaker? Does he have oat projectiles?
No, but he does have a pen.
He also has a Kung Lao.
He has
a quill pen.
Yeah, he's got a scroll and a pen, and like the pen is probably the size of your body. So
That's true.
Imagine a pointy object the size of your body. He can do some damage.
Yeah.
Only in self-defense.
Oak.
Only in self-defense, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. Is that the rule of the Quakers, though? Do Quakers only act in self-defense, or are they straight up pacifists? Because that's different.
I've read historical stories where they're straight up pacifists, which involves another statue that I wanted to bring up. Chris knows a little bit more about this than I do. I can't remember his name, but there's a statue of a Native American man with a cougar, I think, in Wissahickon Park.
Yeah, so it's Teddy Eskung is what people call
Teddy
it.
Eskung.
Now, I've heard conflicting stories on this. My dad is like, "Oh, it's Teddy Eskung. Is a Native American chief," but apparently it was not made out of any specific person. It's just a Native American chief, a general chief. But a lot of people locally call it Teddy Eskung, who was a famous Lenape warrior.
Yeah, he was a Lenape warrior and chieftain, and he was made the spokesperson for like basically all the Native Americans that lived in Pennsylvania when we had like the French Canadian War, stuff like that. And so he was trying to talk to like Canada and broker a peace deal. And basically he got betrayed by not the Quakers. Like he was working with Quakers. Quakers like, we'll back you up in spirit. And then when the other side were like, hey, we want to take the land, and he's like, hey, Quakers, help me. And they're like, we don't fight.
Well, so the Quakers are dirty.
I mean, no, they're true
Some
to their word.
Quakers.
They're true to their word.
Not all Quakers.
Not all Quakers.
Yeah, this is after William Penn. But yeah, it was his sons, I think, actually. But yeah, they were like, yeah, we're pacifists. We don't involve ourselves.
So the Teddy Eskung statue is a unit as well. Like, have you ever seen the statue?
Like, no, I was just going to ask literally what are his stats and weapons.
Yeah. So he's deep in Wissahickon Park in Valley Green, overlooking on a cliff, and he's in a crouch, right?
Nice.
He's got a big headdress on, and his arm is out, like looking over the cliff, and he's hunched. But hunched, the dude must be like 8 feet tall.
Okay.
So like I think standing, there he is. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, like he already looks like ready for battle.
Wait a minute, you said he had a cougar.
I thought
no,
I'm thinking
I
of
don't
a different
think there's a
statue.
cougar
I'm thinking of a
involved.
different
So
one.
yeah, he has no animal.
There's a cougar statue somewhere, I think, in the park.
But this is a dude, like, if he's gonna come at you because he's hidden so well in the forest, like, it's gonna be some guerrilla warfare. Like, he is gonna come swinging down from light poles coming at you.
Light poles.
Yeah.
Now, that's interesting. William Penn and probably this guy could probably brandish a light pole as a weapon.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Where does the showdown take place? In front of the art museum?
I'm imagining.
There's a big statue there.
There. You know, I do like the Parkway.
Couple statues.
The Parkway at large.
Parkway.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, like, it starts with vignettes, like Kumite style. You're wandering Philadelphia, the statues, and they come across other statues that happen to be in the native habitats. So you might have a statue wander into Wissahickon Park, and they have to, contend with Teddy Eskung, but they don't know he's there. But then whoever wins that, you finally make your way, or like the Warriors, you finally make your way downtown to the Parkway for the final showdown.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. So I just kind of hit on it. What is that statue right in front of the art museum? Not the one we're all thinking of, but the one that's in the circle.
Yeah,
in Eakins Oval.
I don't think it's.
I thought it was the fountain, right? It's in the middle of a fountain.
Yeah, isn't it? It's a badass, isn't it? Like a warrior on a horse or something. Or is it a lady?
There's at least two.
Well, whatever it is, it's huge.
The fountain are water nymphs.
Yeah,
those are also big though. Those are big in copper. So,
but you just said water nymphs.
I think they're water nymphs. Yeah, I think that's what they're supposed to be. At the fountain.
Do they fight as a team?
I would say yes, because it's one statue, one physical statue.
Absolutely. And they have fish that shoot water.
Can we, Dylan, would you mind, could you pull up Eakins Oval statue?
Yeah, this statue
think
looks
I'm right.
fierce. I'm trying to see who it is
Well, I know
as, but
there's
yeah, it's on top of
yeah.
a horse and everything.
Yeah, this one. Now,
I think-
so the question is, does that entire statue, is that one unit?
Oh,
is that a little militia? Because they look connected.
Yeah, they
Oh,
do.
well, yeah, there's other people.
There's a lot of things.
I would say they don't fight as one connected unit, but they fight together.
yeah, like
That's
so.
dangerous.
Yeah, that's
he's got a posse. He's got a whole he's a unit with him.
that's George Washington.
Okay,
What?
so that's Washington.
Yeah,
Okay, so we have the greatest military strategist of statue lore.
statue lord so far. Yes, but then right
You know
down.
what? That's true. This one, do they? Okay, so
So we're getting into the strategy.
Are they just objects, or do they also inherit the skills and abilities of who they are created after?
That's a tricky question.
I would say they inherit the skills and abilities because otherwise you just have a bunch of mindless pieces of stone and metal fighting each other.
Because you just changed the game.
Right, because you may have 10 George Washingtons coming at you, like they're like, 10 of us is even stronger, and they're all coordinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And
that's
they know how to call. He can command the water nymphs.
And
If
Teddy
they
Husky,
listen to him, they might
he's like, hey, you gorilla folks, you bury yourself under the dirt of the parkway, and you emerge.
Oh, okay. So then here's
It's a beast.
Here's another question, then, which could inform the rest of the discussion. Are they allowed to team up, like hard team up?
I think they have to,
And if they are,
because otherwise William Penn rolls on everyone.
oh yeah, true. So if you did that, do you make it regional, like Philly-based statues or colonial-based statues versus modern statues versus foreign statues of foreign individuals?
I think you could make alliances on anything that's a good story
Anything?
in that case. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm also thinking about the Joan of Arc statue on
Oh, she's a
Kelly Drive.
convincing statue.
Yeah.
it is also made of gold.
Yeah, she's
Or,
made of
or cold colored.
She's made of gold, has a giant spear, like a pole arm.
I think she might have other soldiers with her
Who's
too.
on the art? Somebody's up on the art museum.
There are a lot of Greek gods on the art museum.
Do they inherit their Greek god powers?
Well,
Because if Zeus is there,
I don't think the powers come.
If it's something they can use as a statue form, like you said, if the projectiles have to be made of the statue material, Zeus can throw lightning
like if
bolts
you have a bow and arrow.
of bronze or something.
Yeah.
People can shoot a bow and arrow of granite. Like that's fine. It wouldn't be an electrical thunderbolt. Although there's also a Ben Franklin kite statue.
Yes.
Does that have electrical powers? Because that is the whole intention. The whole point of that kite is that it was electrified.
well, here's the other thing.
Or
Are there enough Ben Franklin statues to overtake single William Penn?
All the Ben Franklin
the Ben
statues. I think
Franklins.
they win because there's so many There's got to be 50, 60 Ben Franklin
It's like a
statues.
15-foot tall Ben Franklin at the Franklin Institute, but he's marble, I think.
Oh, he's more than 50. Yeah, he's marble
and then what's
seated.
harder, marble or whatever William Penn's made out of?
There's
that's-
also the fact that there's just a bunch of like Ben Franklin heads.
Yeah.
Like it's
All
just
over the
heads.
place.
So like maybe one of them can throw the heads and God forbid you find the coin. Like, can you take all of the Ben Franklin coins and use them?
and here's the thing. I think
Infinite money, $100 bills.
I want to rule on the electricity. I think, yeah, that's electricity. But the thing is, nothing cares about electricity. Like if you're a granite statue, I don't care. It's electricity.
They're all strong against electricity. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think like any of these statues care about a lightning bolt? George Washington has been hit by thousands of lightning bolts.
That's true.
Lightning gets very hot. It can definitely slag metal of
Which
certain
metal?
types. Yeah,
Which
which metals
metal?
is the key. But you can definitely
They have
melt
yet to
some
slag this guy, and I know he's been hit by some lightning.
stuff. Yeah, he's out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So we have the Franklin force versus the George Washington warriors.
Militia.
Yeah.
Founding fathers.
Founding fathers.
Each of the founding fathers has its own faction. They're not together. Then is what we're saying.
Well, if you had a bunch of U's,
Mhm.
wouldn't you hang out with all the U's over the
I don't know.
others?
In a competition, I feel like I'd be pretty. I want to compete against myself. I'd want to be the best me. I think if there were
You wouldn't trust the other ones.
in a competition, yeah.
I do think the founding fathers could take down giant William Penn.
Well, there's another statue that could. That they have
And
a
then
good
they
shot.
have a fight. And then it becomes George
Yeah,
versus
after
Ben.
you take out the big boss and it's
Yeah.
just who's left. Because there's a Don Quixote statue at I think it's 3rd and Girard or like Front and Girard.
Yeah. Another one with a big
yeah.
lance.
His whole deal is trying to take down giants.
I believe, and that one's not humanoid. So where it's going to get messy is modern art interpretations of statues. You brought up one earlier.
Yeah, the spirit of enterprise.
Okay.
Which is a very rough-hewn, like, kind of faceless turtle Hulk man.
Can I see it again?
That's a
Spirit of Enterprise statue.
Yeah.
Spirit of Enterprise.
And that was made in like the 60s. That's a relatively recent statue. It looks like something from an avant-garde art style 100 years ago. But
there we go. That first one. Perfect.
Whoa!
He's got an eagle perched
He looks small,
in front of him.
Yeah,
the statue's like 10 plus feet tall. But like that lump right there is his tricep on the back there on the right. That's his tricep.
Yeah, and I always thought this was kind of like a Hercules thing. It looks almost like he's wearing an animal skin, like the lion skin. And
he's just that bulky though. Like,
yeah, he
could jump from there to City Hall with those calves. Like,
I love that was commissioned.
Yeah.
Someone had a thought.
Yeah, and this is the one that Steve has brought up, that everyone on the internet says that it looks like he's yeah. See, I never saw it, and I passed the statue 1,000 times.
The eagle is perched on his endowment.
Yeah.
Is his endowment.
Or maybe the eagle is the top tip of it. Yeah.
That's what I see.
But
show me a Rorschach test and it'll be a party.
But then, yeah, so is he using that as a club? Is the eagle part of the club, or is the eagle?
See, I think
depending on if it's your version or my version, using it as a club has two entirely different meanings.
I would say
you could use it at the club.
This is it's a liability in any fight.
Like, I think so too.
I don't think that's helping
unless
you.
it's made out of. Did I say what he's made out of?
Bronze.
Unless he's made out of bronze.
Wrinkle. If it can fly in the real world, can it fly as a statue?
That's a good question, because it's probably several tons.
Yeah, it would be more interesting to say yes.
Yeah.
And just watch them like use the bulk to like take out smaller statues.
Oh my god! All right, now I'm thinking the Wanamaker eagle.
Oh,
I want to see that thing flying, taking stuff out. Look up the Wanamaker eagle.
Wanamaker eagle. I should know this.
Which is
my
cool.
grandfather worked at Wanamaker.
It's inside.
Probably had to build a building around it.
I forgot about indoor statues.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
There's a T-Rex.
It's not that big. Yeah, there's
a T-Rex.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so we're getting into fonts, but it's pretty big.
That's a beast.
What website is this? It actually has stats and everything. I like this.
Here's the thing: that not only is it a beast, but we have defined now it can fly.
Yeah.
And that's also bronze.
Meaning it can fly high enough to drop a statue and crumble it if it's weaker alloy.
Yeah, yeah.
Germany made that for him.
Germany made that.
Germans.
I like the themes. The animal kingdom.
Oh.
Good.
Well, we got our stats. Height 6'6", width 3 foot 3 meters.
4 feet.
Yeah,
wide.
yeah. Like
3 feet wide.
From this view, it's 3 feet wide.
That lady is less than 1
foot. It has to be
foot.
bigger. I don't know what that is. Length 9 to yeah. Something's off on that.
Yeah, 9 feet long it's a big bird. Like if this thing's wingspan is probably nearly 20 feet.
Oh, he bought it. John Wanamaker bought it.
He bought it from. Oh, Germany contributed it to the Louisiana Purchase Exposition.
Oh, can you go down? It has a unique alloy.
Unique
Durana bronze.
Ooh, that sounds like some.
Is that strong?
Unobtainium.
Gives it a warm golden hue.
Made of adamantium.
And I'm gonna give it
electricity resistance. I don't even know what that alloy is, but I would say
I'm gonna also let it shoot its feathers. Because look, they're intricate.
They're articulated.
Oh, they're articulated.
There's no reason you couldn't drop a piece of yourself.
But then
you start to lose structural integrity.
It's just like real birds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the feathers don't come back, so I mean, it's strategic.
Birds don't shoot their feathers.
They should.
Nobody shoots feathers.
That's not a thing.
I mean, tarantulas shoot hairs.
Yeah,
why can't a bird shoot a feather?
Because they don't.
He's a statue losing parts of himself, but I agree. I agree.
Flying, I think
flight changes the game a little bit.
It does change a little bit. And this guy, he can definitely pick up something.
Okay, so then if you think about flight, you have disembodied parts of people that are statues that are not intended to be like resting on their pedestals.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm thinking specifically the Joe Frazier statue, which is a fist that's suspended.
Cool.
But then doesn't mean the fist gets to fly.
Master hand.
Because otherwise the fist is not more to the ground.
Get back to gaming. Master hand.
Yeah. No, I don't. I think it has to fight disembodied, right? Like it's probably crawling around. If it's got,
But that's the thing. Is it crawling or is it flying? Because it's just, the sculpture is meant to be in the air.
Let's give
punch.
it Glover mechanics.
Which means it's crawling. It's kind of walking.
It's crawling, but
it's
it can,
nimble.
Yeah, it can
it's
jump.
nimble.
It can fly.
Okay.
It can
Short
pound.
distances. Yeah, maybe it can. Yeah, it can lift itself up enough to pound.
And also it runs like this. That was the thing about Glover.
Do we
Yeah.
think it's as big as William Penn's fist?
Oh, how big is William Penn? Could we give it a goog?
Yeah,
It should be on
William
the statue.
Penn
on his website.
statue.
Yeah, this is the best statue. Statuefight.com.
Association of Public Art.
Bingo.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
There's a couple of
Okay, over 36 feet tall.
He's bronze.
huge. That is a really large guy.
All right.
Oh,
Over 30. Oh, the weight. He's 53,000 pounds.
on top of a building. That is crazy.
So, and the question is, like, do they have to descend from their perches, right?
He would do
Like,
it so daintily, too. Look at his little.
Either daintily or doing a superhero land off the top of City Hall and demolish City Hall in the process.
Yeah, he'd go
Like the
through.
shockwave.
He
Just right through the tower.
yeah, he would go down quite a bit.
Well, I think if he was to jump and land in the courtyard, he'd be in the Broad Street line for sure. Like,
Yeah, he would cause
push
major
through.
He has to be the boss.
I'm
The
the
last
boss.
statues fight their way to City Hall, and then they're like, it's time for William Penn
Well,
to
here-
activate and fight, and he just jumps down and flattens a square mile area with his bulk.
Does City Hall have gargoyles?
Yes.
And he's on top of City Hall?
Yes.
Meaning he commands gargoyles.
So he's just the ultimate boss.
Yeah.
He commands not only gargoyles, he commands Ben Franklin heads. There are Ben Franklin heads built into
City
it.
Hall. Oh, wow.
Meaning he already has an alliance with the Franklins. So the Franklin force is out,
Possibly. Or,
except for the piss one.
or the other Franklin.
Hey, you, Penn,
what other
do not
Franklins-
touch that Ben Franklin statue that's sitting down. Look at me. Do not touch the Ben Franklin statue that's sitting down.
Here's
It's covered in piss.
Here's a question. The Ben Franklin statue that's sitting down, covered in piss, does the bench, is it built into part of him? So when he stands up, is a bench just sticking off of his bum?
See,
Or
I believe the bench is a separate material.
Is it
and
an
he's
actual bench that
bronze,
he's built
and- Yeah,
onto?
I think it's an actual bench, I think.
But he's jacked enough to pick up that bench, throw
Yeah,
it
he
at
could
you.
take it with
yeah,
him.
that's me. Is it a liability that he's stuck with a big appendage sticking off the side of his body? Or is he detachable from it?
I have a question. Are there any statues in Philadelphia where it's just kind of like coming out of the earth, like giant hand and head, meaning a huge body?
Oh, implying a huge, yeah. I know there's one coming out of a wall, which used to
so
be.
he gets the wall.
Well, so it was inside of an office building, on the side of an office building. So it could be, but it was like progressive stages of a person coming through a wall.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be at the GlaxoSmithKline building at 16th and Grace, I think it is. But
There's
if you count that as one statue, then that means it's a four people across.
Mhm.
So you get 4 people with arms and legs that can fight. Well, two of them are in the wall. But if you take the implication that you're saying to its fullest extent, that means there's 4 very long people
Yes.
that
That's what
fight
I'm
as a
saying.
unit.
See,
Yeah.
the implication stuff, I think it needs to be built to be part of this. So if it's a hand and a head coming out the ground, it's just a rolling head and a dancing hand. Like, we're not, if we're going like Easter Island style, like there's
Okay.
not
That's
what I'm
bodies
thinking,
underneath. Yeah, there's not
Oh.
bodies underneath.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? We can nullify that because there's so many Ben Franklin heads.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
can't say
it'd
that
be-
there's also a giant Ben Franklin body
Yeah, these are
that goes
just Ben
with it
Franklin
somewhere.
busts that are floating. I
Here's
guess
one I'm
floating
wondering.
around, but
Dylan, if you can look up Franklin Mills animatronic. Franklin Mills animatronic.
it's not going to be on that site yet.
Yeah, yeah. If this guy counts, I would say this guy counts. This was a giant disembodied Ben Franklin head at the mall that would talk.
What?
Yes. They would speak.
What is that?
It's terrifying. But on the
Why is
hour,
it so angry?
he would say, like, the time is 5 o'clock. A penny saved is a penny earned. And his mouth would move.
That's creepy.
Yes, he'd blink and his mouth would move. And look, it's terrifying.
He looks like he can fly too.
Yeah, he's got wings. I would say, so one thing I would allow him because the material he's made of is almost certainly going to be less durable than like bronze.
Oh, yeah, he'd crumple probably.
So give him a chance, but I don't think he's going to go very far.
I think he's more of like an administrator mastermind. Like he may command all of the other Ben Franklins.
He's like an Andros.
Yeah.
He does not look like Andros.
I can very easily imagine polygons.
Uncle Ben Franklin.
I noticed that William Penn statue was made by the Calder family.
Why is this on DeviantArt, by the way?
Yeah, that's weird. Is that a reconstruction, maybe?
No, I think that is a straight up
Well, a
photo
touched up
of real life.
I mean, it
Is
looks
that
pretty
etched
deviant.
into your nightmares?
Oh yeah. I remember visiting, like it was the hot thing when they opened Franklin Mills. They're like, look at this new mall of the future, and everyone in Philly went to Franklin Mills to check it out. And like, we got this animatronic Ben Franklin head, and it would speak to you, and we'd be terrified, and everyone would walk a mile, and your legs would fall off.
You know what we haven't brought up? The zoo.
So there's what, a giraffe in the zoo? I think a life-size giraffe.
There's
a lion,
a gorilla.
at least.
There's definitely a gorilla.
There's a series of gazelles in the fountain, which look really spiky. But there's also the giant stone elephant.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's kind of a more impressionistic style elephant.
Just makes it sharper.
No, it's
More
rounder.
dangerous. Oh, rounder.
It's
You
very
see it?
round. Look,
Oh, yeah.
elephant statue, Philadelphia Zoo.
So
Please.
the zoo's a pretty wide range. It's a pretty large zoo area-wise. So they wouldn't all be on one team, right?
Well, and also if they're animals, we're not giving them human minds,
Yeah.
are we?
Well,
And there's
So
two
they
of them.
would essentially be like, you don't want to go to the zoo.
we'd have to
That
give
would
them-
just be a tough battleground because it would interact with you.
so we'd have to give them enough
I don't think
intelligence to know that there was a statue fight to win.
So
Unless
these-
you want them to be like NPCs.
You gave an elephant its elephant mind and it saw big things fighting. It's going to fight.
Yeah.
To save
Yeah.
its baby.
It's definitely going to save the baby. If you mess with that baby, this thing's coming at you, and it's going to win because it's solid. This is not like a hollow statue.
Mhm.
This thing is, I don't know how you're going to hurt this thing.
I don't know either.
Was it elephants remember too? So that's going to be a problem.
Take that, George Washington. We have another brain in the room.
Yeah, the master animal tactician.
Yeah.
Elephant with baby.
Well,
Elephant with baby.
And I wasn't originally thinking of the zoo. I was actually thinking of the library. Are there etchings in the library of creatures?
I'm not sure.
Like
The main
like-
branch library?
Yeah.
Like on the outside, you mean, or like
Yeah.
inside? I'm not sure. I'm
And are
pretty
they
sure
big
there's, like,
enough to
small
be
statues.
effective?
Probably not on their own. They would have to probably swarm. But even then,
They're a unit.
yeah. What's I need to know what's harder, bronze or so all the statues we've looked at so far made out of bronze or stone.
Good point.
I'm like, which one's harder?
Well, you
And
come
there's
down.
also gold. Well, it's not real.
You come down the parkway, and one of the things I think about when I think of statues in the parkway, you pass right by the Rodin Museum, which is nothing but statues.
Including
Tons
the
of them.
thinker.
That's the one I was
Thinker.
trying to think about.
Yeah.
Like, are there any bruisers in there?
So the Thinker's a pretty good one too, I think. Like the Thinker himself, he's built. And most
Is it a classic The Thinker?
yes.
Like a
Yeah, it is
It is
the guy.
one of the original ones.
side note, there's a Courage the Cowardly Dog episode where the Thinker comes to life and is like dating the screaming lady from the picture. It's a good episode. Check it out.
Yeah, I gotta see that.
The thinkers are bronze. Yes, all these
Okay.
are bronze.
All
It's a
bronze.
3 on
So what's
3 on
stronger?
the Mohs scale of hardness. Which I think goes to 10. So there's on the softer side.
Colossal Head of Balzac. That's another good one. Look up Colossal Head of Balzac.
Be careful.
Balzac. This is in the Rodin Museum. There's a couple of them.
Fossil head of Balzac.
Yes.
Balzac the writer?
Yes.
Yeah. Granite is significantly harder than bronze
Okay.
for what it's worth. So stone statues might have granite stone statues might have a
Durability.
Ugh.
Yeah, so it's creepy looking.
Oh.
It's
Ooh.
pretty big. He's casted it in different sizes. But I always think this thing's gonna bite me for sure. Balzac wants to take a piece of you.
Part of me's thinking it's something in the Ben Franklin Museum. Like a creature
Franklin.
or something that's gonna... Man, that eagle really would do damage.
That eagle's, I mean, that's a cool one.
What was the eagle made out of?
bronze. It was
Okay.
bronze as well. So yeah, marble is also 3 to 5 on hardness. So bronze is actually on the softer side
Mm-hmm.
of these materials. But marble's around the same as bronze, maybe a little tougher. Granite's much tougher.
Granite is much tougher.
Yeah, it's like
Are there granite statues in Philadelphia?
I'm pretty sure that
Yeah.
most any carved stone statue is probably gonna be granite or marble.
Yeah,
The William Penn has maximum defense.
No, William Penn's bronze.
He's bronze.
Oh, he is.
He's a big, he's a big, relatively soft boy.
Like the elephant might
The elephant, yeah,
be
probably
pretty good on him.
dent the heck out of William Penn. Maybe if the elephant has the force of a real elephant versus a 30-foot tall bronze thing. But again,
I think it does have the force, but I think it has more weight. Therefore, it's going to have bigger impact.
And nothing's gonna hurt it.
No,
well, that's what I mean. The clothespin,
except for its baby.
Yeah.
When it leaves one day.
Yeah.
the clothespin. Could you pull up the clothespin statue? It should be on the Public Works page you were on. I want to see how tall it is actually, because I don't know the stats, but
I think it
seems like it might be taller than William Penn.
I don't think it's that tall. It's not 37 feet. Oh, it's 45 feet. It is
What?
taller than
Yeah.
William Penn.
What?
Oh
Wait,
my
where?
god.
What's it made of?
It's made out of steel
Whoa.
with a stainless
On a
steel
concrete
pin on a
base.
concrete base. So probably ignore the concrete, but stainless steel.
That being said,
steel.
it's
probably.
just a clothespin.
Yeah.
It's got one move.
And it doesn't really have a brain.
Right.
I guess like it
It's
has
the
some
ultimate weapon.
It's a 4 on the low
ultimate
scale.
weapon.
It's the ultimate weapon.
It's harder than bronze, but not harder than the stone. So it might be able to impede William Penn a bit. It's pretty big though. I don't know. It might be able to impede him a lot. It can't fit around him though.
So all the Franklins could
No
throw
one could
that.
open that. Yeah, no
Well,
one's
all
gonna be
the
able to.
Franklins could come up with a. That's how they win. The Franklins would use their mind to create some sort of catapult to
And
knock William Penn off of the tower.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that would be the weapon. Oh, no, it's a fucking crossbow. You pull that thing back like an arrow.
Yeah.
And you shoot William Penn off and you win.
You fire the head from Franklin, from the Franklin Mills
It's the
at William
Hobbit.
Penn. Yeah,
That's how they killed the dragon in The Hobbit.
yeah. You knock him off with that weight. 30. Was it 55 or 35,000 pounds?
57,000
57,000 pounds.
Thanks.
That falling not on his feet is gonna splat or,
No
and
one's
or shatter.
expecting a clothespin crossbow.
No.
Yeah, I mean, yes. So that's how you take him out.
That's it.
There's a fun fact about this. The reason that it's here in Philly, it was made in 1976. The coil on the inside resembles a 7 and a 6. So it's the Philadelphia clothespin,
Wow.
76. Yeah.
That's the dumbest reason I've ever heard
Isn't
for
that?
anything. That's
Yeah.
That sounds very cocaine fueled.
Yep.
I also love that
I like
it's
it, though.
exactly like everything else in this city. After it was installed, cab drivers, pedestrians, art enthusiasts, and local office workers admired it or joked about it. And then it became a Philadelphia landmark, just like Gritty.
I want to talk about the most jacked Ben Franklin there is in the city. I would love someone to bring up something more. Look up Ben Franklin statue printing press.
Oh, the one at
Yeah.
That's young in
Young
his prime. Ben
Oh
Franklin.
my god, you got to get a good angle on this guy.
Whoa.
You got to get a
Younger.
side.
He's not in his prime, but he's younger.
These are not good. We need a side angle because this is like, Buddy has guns for days.
Really?
Really. Like if you see him in real life, you're just like,
Yeah, it's on like the north side of City Hall on Broad Street.
yeah.
I don't know. I would try jacked Ben Franklin
Jacked Ben
statue.
That is the right statue. We just need a better angle of him.
Yeah.
But it's worth it because like he's using the printing press and he's pulling and it's just like bulging everywhere. It's like
Meaning he could
yeah,
easily.
that side one, third one from the top. That's a good one too.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So
He skipped leg day a bit, but
That's a
skip
guy
leg
who
day.
could pull back a giant crossbow. On
Yeah, I'm just saying.
This guy's pulling the crossbow.
Wait,
This
so-
guy also could function as like a torturer. Like if he needed to get information, like he could press you.
Oh,
He could
yeah.
also teach everyone to read.
Yes.
And then we're screwed.
all the statues forming. That's a sequel.
Yeah, the statues form a society.
They're like, why are we fighting? We can take over this, and then
George Washington becomes the first president of the statue people.
and then you bring in Godzilla, who you waken from the bottom of the ocean when all the world's statues become sentient, and he's the only one that can stop them.
Bah, bah, bah.
So, all right, side question. Statues are fighting in Philadelphia. Are humans in Philadelphia?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a Nintendo Rampage type of situation in my head.
So there are casualties. This is a mass casualty event, right?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. Do the statues...
God forbid you were at the zoo.
So, all right. Do the statues... Do they ignore the humans? Or are they like actively like, I'm going to get you?
Again, I think it's like Rampage.
They're just smashing it everywhere they go.
I don't think they necessarily. Well, in Rampage, they use them for food.
Yeah,
right, so that's not fair.
Purposefully.
I would say it's more
people.
like force of nature, like Godzilla style, like kaiju style. They're not targeting the people per se, but they're not avoiding them either, except for the ones that would go out of their way, like some Ben Franklins might.
So, I think the smaller the statue, the more likely it is for them to interact with a human, whereas the bigger ones wouldn't even see it.
Yeah, and humans would stay away from the bigger ones because they see this big statue walking around. They're not going to go near it.
I would think Balzac's head is rolling around eating people on purpose.
In a Pac-Man style.
Yeah, like he's just going around. He's gotcha.
Well, I feel like Joan of Arc would try to save the people from some of the rogue statues. Or there's a St. George statue in Fairmount Park. St. George, the dragon killer.
What?
Yeah, like the British St. George.
He killed dragons?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what his claim to fame is. He's just St. George the dragon
Look up
killer.
St. George statue, Philadelphia.
Mick Jagger went to visit him last summer when he was in city. He just walked in through the park, he found a statue and took a picture with it. That's how I know about it.
St. George the dragon.
Yeah.
What the hell is he?
Oh yeah,
He's got a horse.
He's got a horse. The
And
horse
a dragon.
Bronze.
He has a dragon.
Yeah.
So this is a fighting force.
I like this.
He's a real life Roman soldier executed for refusing to renounce his Christian faith.
My man.
Yeah, so he's like the patron saint of England.
Yeah, but
And
now we have a dragon that can take out the eagle.
well, yeah, and then while they're doing that, he can help usher some of the people to safety
Bronze.
because he's trying to, Oh,
all right. So
does he only escort the Anglo-Saxon people to
Yeah.
safety?
only the
Well,
Anglo-Saxon.
I read a comic about that where King Arthur came back to life and was like, only the Welsh, everybody else must die and get out of England.
Wow.
And they were like, oh, King Arthur's kind of intolerant. And they're like, yes. It was 2,000 years ago. It was different then.
So, okay, we have another horse rider. Can that beat Washington? Because Washington also has his army.
Yeah, he's got an army of
In
dragons.
real life, Washington beat St. George.
Well, does Washington have a
St. George?
King George, not Saint.
No. I mean, like, ideologically, America beat England.
I do believe,
But in statue form, who wins?
but I believe George has a gun.
Yeah, he would have a
And we've
musket as
allowed
part of his-
projectiles.
Yeah, but
I
it's,
believe there's a weapon
but how
on
much
and
does
a sword. I
How
think
much
he
does
has
a
a
bronze
sword and a
statue
gun.
care about a gun?
he's shooting bronze at a bronze statue. I don't know if it makes that much of a
Well,
difference.
if you shoot fists at me, it's still gonna hurt.
Yeah.
We're made of the same stuff.
Are you sure that this dragon's going to beat the eagle, though? Because
pretty sure?
The eagle's
How
pretty
big
good.
is it?
Wait, this dragon is in process. Oh no, I read that wrong. It's rescued a princess while slaying a dragon. Either way, the dragon's not his ally. Historically,
Not, but in our statue rules, if you are part of the
so, yeah.
same stone, you are brothers.
yeah. But is it a wounded?
it is
Dragon.
wounded. It's got a
is
big
wounded.
shaft, like
So
right
yeah,
through
the
it.
dragon wouldn't be full strength then,
Yeah.
because it is being wounded, even if it was working alongside him.
I know that Wanamaker eagle's pretty fearsome.
Yeah, it
I'm
is.
trying to find a way for the eagle to have an edge. So I'm like, a dragon beats an eagle, I'm pretty sure handily.
Aren't there like Ben Franklin invention statues? Well, that could probably be piloted and or used by Franklin.
The
there's
lightning
the
one, there's the
kite,
printing
yeah.
press,
Isn't there like a flying machine?
bifocals. He
No,
never
no,
made a
that
flying
was-
machine.
that was
big
Da-
ass
That was Da Vinci
bifocals.
did a flying machine.
We're
I
talking-
mean, bifocals could focus the sun at some of these metal statues and
Melt
heat them
them.
up and melt them. Yeah.
Now, if we had some Da Vinci statues in here, they'd be flying all around for
Do we?
sure. There's probably one or two, but I'm not familiar with them.
There's a whole museum of art, so who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
What?
we have any Davids, and would he be effective in a fight? He was kind of jacked.
Yeah, he's pretty tall.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
no armor. No armor at all.
He's got negative defense.
Yeah.
That's true. Negative defense.
But that makes me think of like Rodin Museum. Another one of the famous ones there is the kiss where two people are embracing. I'm like, well, you got to stop making out, get up and fight. They're both naked though.
Mhm.
Everyone in Rodin's naked.
Are these
I
statues?
just like the idea of the
these
love
statues have
statue
modesty.
like hopping into this battle.
Yeah. Okay. The letter. What was the love
I think
statue
that would
do?
just it would be thwomp. It'd be thwomping people left and right,
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
or statues left and right, not people.
No, it'd
Maybe
be
people too.
It would be loving people.
Well, now we have the Philadelphia Portal, which is an art installation, but arguably a statue.
Yeah, I would.
Mm.
If it is a freestanding object,
Yeah. I guess it doesn't have any articulation to fight with. But it could be live streaming this event to Dublin.
So here's a side roll, another question. So we're in the Wanamaker building.
Yep.
You got the light show up there, which is giant. Basically, there's Santa Claus, there's teddy bears, there's toy soldiers. Are they alive? Are they statues?
Is it a toy or is it a mannequin?
Oh, it's
or is it a freestanding art exhibition?
So it's kind of a 2-dimensional hanging Santa outline ringed with lights. So I think it's a gray area at best. I wouldn't necessarily say, oh, that's a statue, but it's a figurative 3-dimensional object.
Does everything inside the art museum fight together?
I would say it's too big and diverse. They would have to form camps.
Well,
otherwise it'd be
unless Franklin's part of it. He's not. Rocky is, though. Well, we got to bring up the main statue that everyone's going to be thinking about. We have a Rocky statue.
We have a Rocky statue.
He's wearing gloves.
What is the size limit?
Big stone gloves.
He's not going to type.
What's the size limit for a statue?
Whoa!
I don't have one.
Yeah, I don't think there's a limit.
Because... Yeah, no, I guess statue has to be carved generally.
Yeah, what are you thinking?
I was thinking City Hall. It's one of the largest masonry buildings ever.
It is.
It is built piece by piece, though, but it is a huge stone building.
But we did define that City Hall is the fortress of William Penn, and he commands all gargoyles upon it.
Well, I'm trying to figure out if the actual structure can come to life like a Transformers city.
I think it has too many independent figures on it to be one thing.
Gotcha.
It's got a lot. Like I think it's more like menagerie comes out of it.
But what am I thinking of? Omicron? Unicron.
Unicron. Yeah, like Metroplex is the one I was mostly thinking of. That's like that's one I had as a toy as a kid. And then there was the city in Transformers, the movie. I can't remember the name, but it was the size of a city and it transformed into a giant robot. I just really want City Hall to
transforming City Hall would be cool.
But then again, I had a weird not enough sleep fever dream when I was a younger working man. When the Masonic Temple was under construction, they covered it in a giant tarp. I was like, what if they were converting it into a giant mech?
That would be awesome.
Where it can convert into a robot and fly the Mormons out into space for safety.
I will bet you the Comcast building could get up and walk away if it needed to, if it was in danger.
Fun fact, there's a small William Penn statue on very top of the Comcast building.
And is he? Know that.
Yeah, they put them there so
he would be the highest.
Dodge the curse.
Okay. So that's the one that starts the statue war because it's jealous of big William Penn because it's been taller this whole time, but no one talks about him.
Yeah.
Jumps off, lands on the ground.
Jumps off and starts everything.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're tiny. I think they're like the size of Mario.
But his army kind of sucks because there are sculptures in the Comcast Center, but they're just normal humans.
Oh, yeah. The ones that are just like milling around.
Yeah, they're just like walking around like pylons and things in the lobby. There's a bunch.
Funny.
They're colored too. Like they are like fully colored human beings.
Yeah, cartoons. They look like stick figures.
There's regular
articulated stick figures.
But there's regular sized statues just walking around.
So it'd be a
getting
tiny
slaughtered.
little William Penn being, all right, my minions, and then all these like regular people, business people.
I like
out.
that as a start. They all split to different areas of the city, like different directions. They go to recruit statues to help fight the big William Penn.
See, I think Ben Franklin figures out a way to melt down other Ben Franklins, attach it to himself to become just as strong, if not stronger, than William Penn.
Possibly to make the body for the terrifying head at Franklin Mills.
Franklins unite!
A penny saved is a penny punched.
Is a penny burned.
Yeah, there we go.
Then they burn up one and absorb it.
So something I saw in the Reddit thread that was I wonder what you guys think. Is the Liberty Bell a sculpture? And would it join the fight?
It would ding and dong, and someone would use it as a something.
It is a solid cast item.
Here's what I would say. It's not a statue. But
is it because it had a different another function?
It was intended not to. It was a functional object.
Oh, good point.
But what is a statue is at Citizens Bank Park, the giant Liberty Bell that ding and dongs is representative. I think a statue needs to be representative, not the thing itself.
I agree. Yeah. It's some sort of work of art.
Yeah. So that giant swinging neon bell, I think that's a statue.
Dylan, could you bring up the Joan of Arc statue on this page? I want to see
Joan of
what
Arc,
she's actually made
Philadelphia.
of. Yeah. And also how big she is, because I know she's golden colored, but I wonder if she has any gold. That would be real soft and therefore
Gilded bronze on granite base.
So it has some gold, but on bronze.
She's awesome. She's got horse armor,
bronze?
man.
She's a good one.
She's gonna.
But if we're talking just, this is about to be sexist for no reason.
Well, she's only 15
If we're talking about girth of statue, the female design, there's less meat on it, but she has a horse.
And she has reach.
She's significantly
And she
smaller
can throw that.
than a lot of the other ones.
She can
Only
inspire
15
us
feet.
all.
And that flag is gilded metal. Like, that is probably a decent blade.
Well, I'm mostly thinking she would show a lot of battle damage because the gilded bronze, the gold flake would fall off, and it would look cool. It'd be a cool image. I don't think she would win.
Well, and she's probably has a negative modifier for fire damage, right?
Melt all that gold off, and then you just
And
also
that's how she died.
She's also wearing she's also wearing like a crown.
Yeah,
easy projectile weapon.
Yeah,
like a boomerang,
like a crown of laurels or something. Yeah.
Now, here's what I think actually happens here, and it's not that the adventure was the friendships they made along the way. It's that I think we have enough intelligent statues in Philadelphia to team up and go after other cities. Yes. Because we might be able to win.
Are there any humanoid statues as massive as William Penn, like
anywhere in America?
Anywhere in the, East Coast at least,
Well, the big battle is the
have
battle of the
Statue of Liberty.
No. Well, yeah, that's the big battle. Do we have enough to take down the Statue of Liberty and go after the giant heads in the Dakotas?
Mount Rushmore?
Mount Rushmore. Yeah, Mount Rushmore is scary.
Ugh.
They're huge.
They
does Mount
blast
Rushmore
out of the mountain and there's like bodies underneath.
But they don't have bodies. If they're just heads.
Yeah, they're explicitly, the way it's designed, unless you're a four-headed man.
Well, they're perfect to judge the winner of this war.
Yeah.
Although, even just a head floating around would be cool. That's just a big stone head floating around.
You ever seen the Rick and Morty with the heads? Show me what you've got.
Yeah. But I don't know. Now I'm thinking at first I was like, oh, Philly beats New York hands down. Statue of Liberty's real big.
And even like a more traditional statue. I'm thinking in Rockefeller Center, there's that big statue. It looks like it's like something holding a globe, but it's
Atlas,
tall. It's Atlas, but he's big, right?
Hey, Dylan,
is he
pretty
30?
big. Could you look up
I don't think he's that
is
big.
the biggest statue in the world? World's biggest statue.
It's gonna be like a Colossus of Alexandria or something.
You think it's in Greece?
You mean one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world that doesn't exist anymore?
India.
Yeah. Ooh,
597 feet tall.
that's a massive statue.
Wow, we're not beating that.
Who even is that?
That's Indian freedom fighter Vallabhbhai
Vallabhbhai
Patel.
Wow. They must be very
Wait, is
free.
that new-ish? October 31st? No, that can't be this year.
So how big is William Penn again?
William Penn was 46 feet.
And this is 182 meters. What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, this guy wins.
All right, India wins.
India wins.
Okay.
But another good one though. Jesus of Rio, Christ over Rio.
Yeah, I was thinking of that right away.
Like, how's he compared to this guy? Because that's pretty big.
What's got made out of though? Looks like he's stone.
Oh, good question. What is he made of?
Tallest statue of the world.
Statue of Unity.
So big.
I was about to say he would sink right into the river if we tried to walk across it, but he might just
Cement and
walk on the
concrete.
board.
Oh, all right. That's a bit weaker though.
Yeah, that's
And reinforced steel. Wait, is that weaker than bronze?
I would take the bronze in like for like.
That's like Attack on Titan.
for balance reasons. I would say concrete can't be as sturdy as the purpose-built solid statues because it is concrete. Like
It's a bunch of materials: concrete, steel, and
composite.
bronze.
Yeah.
and outer facade is made of 1,700 tons of bronze plates.
Oh, that's heavily
So
armored.
it's bronzed. It's a bronze concrete.
That's the winner. This whole meme is over.
Oh my
Statue
god.
of Unity takes.
Yeah, concrete's about as hard as granite. Actually, I still would want to give it a handicap in and of itself, just because it's a composite material. It takes a long time to fully hardened.
The cure. Yeah,
And fully
this guy's
cured.
probably not cured if he's
Yeah,
somewhat
he's still
new.
going to be kind of soft. Like the Hoover Dam will be cured in like 10,000 years. Like
Dylan, you mind going back just so I can see some of the other biggest statues? Yeah, what's that? Lakyon Stakya. Buddha.
Yeah.
that's also
Whoa.
That's a
Two
big.
statues.
That's two.
Oh, and
Yeah.
they're painted?
Well, they definitely fight together.
or gold covered.
115 meters to. Whoa.
That's big.
Those are huge.
So both
statues.
of them, but they're Buddhists. They're probably not going to fight at all.
Probably not gonna. Well,
Yeah.
a lot of these, the big ones aren't gonna fight. Like, is Jesus of Rio gonna fight
He's
you?
going to turn the other cheek.
Right, he's gonna turn the other cheek.
There's one big problem, which is apparently there could be an army of Buddhas.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of these are Buddhas. What's
Well,
statue of belief? Shiva?
Well, there's also a lot of terracotta warriors in China. There's a lot of them.
There are a lot of them, and they are equipped to fight.
Yeah, like they just need a general to lead them.
Dude, the Sphinx itself.
Oh, the
Yeah,
Sphinx would be a good one.
It was carved.
Totally counts.
Wait, no, was it carved? I don't know. I think it was carved in place.
Yeah, it
Like they
was
stacked blocks and carved in
Can I
place.
see the Guan Yin statue?
108 meters tall.
I think
So big, there's no photos.
Yeah, can't be photographed.
so. The Great Wall of China. I guess it's not a statue; it's a building.
Yeah,
not a
it's
statue.
it's not. It's not figurative. That's the
Oh,
main
that's-
thing. You got to be figurative in some way.
Yeah, I'm okay with it if all of the giants are kind of peaceful, is what
Yeah.
it seems like.
Although
I just like that for the
It
world.
does kind of
That's
seem
nice.
that is nice. All
Yeah.
the biggest statues are peace. Even the Statue of Liberty probably isn't a fighter.
Although the biggest one, it specifically said freedom fighter.
Oh yeah,
So it has gotten its hands dirty.
It seems like he would also be a defensive type statue. Then, like,
yeah. I mean,
all the big ones seem to be defenders.
some people might refer to Gandhi as a freedom fighter, but he didn't.
He didn't
fight.
fight. Yeah, he like peacefully resisted.
We'll have to do more research
Yeah,
on this.
we're gonna
one.
have to find out. Like, are we talking like freedom fighter or
Yes.
like freedom fighter?
and-
Right?
So the Gundam statue
Yeah.
in Japan, does that count as it is a statue?
Hell
It's
yeah,
built,
it counts.
purpose built as a statue. It's
Definitely.
also huge.
It also keeps all of its powers.
Yeah, so I mean that would not be defensive per se. That's an attack.
I'd call it
Type.
quite aggressive.
Yeah.
Quite offensive.
And of course, it has to fight the Godzilla statue. They've made a life-size Godzilla.
So does that get atomic fire breath or atomic?
I think it gets stone
Whatever breath?
Yeah, whatever's
Stone
made.
breath.
I think whatever's made
Cool.
out of it shoots projectiles of that as a breath.
Yeah.
I'm thinking very
Breath
much of
form.
like, you ever see the animated movie Hercules
Yeah.
with the stone titan?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That's what
moving
you
like
get.
that. That was a good take on like big living stone
love
things.
that.
It's your Hercules
And I loved when
statue
it
at
kept showing up in
Gibraltar?
Kingdom Hearts.
Oh
You
yeah.
get to fight it a bunch of times, and like 3 times.
You fight the Titans in
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts? Wow.
It's like an extra special battle at the end. You fight the Frost Titan and
With a
the
Keyblade?
and the Stone Titan. Yeah, with a Keyblade.
Are they life size? Like you like whacking
they're
at their
massive.
toenails?
No, it's like the same kind of fights you would have in like God of War, where you're fighting a giant. Or
Okay,
better
yeah.
example, Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah.
You're climbing over it.
You
beating
climb up
parts.
it, you run up it. It's huge. There's like stages on top of it.
We made our way back to video games, even though we weren't really trying.
Well, I think the only real way for me to get back to video games is to highlight the Tanuki suit.
Mm.
The Tanuki suit is probably the most famous statue in video games.
One of the few
Agree or
statues.
disagree?
I would disagree.
Okay.
Because Castlevania has those statues that you break for power ups.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're more famous.
More
Oh,
people are
They're
probably
more delicious because they
people
have giant hams in them.
more people have broken those than
Poor
possibly
Cha-Cha.
have gotten the Tanuki suit because apparently it wasn't the most popular power up in Mario 3. I remember I felt like I read that recently. Like a lot of people didn't get the Tanuki suit for some reason.
No, they didn't get it because they didn't get that far in the game. You had to go to
Okay,
like
they just didn't
level
get that far.
World 6 or something.
But everybody saw a picture of it where it's like, what the hell
Yeah.
is this raccoon
Yeah, it's because
suit?
people skip it with the whistle often. So a lot of people never got Tanuki suit or didn't get it often because they always skipped.
Did I just nail that?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Wow, that's a warp whistle. kid.
Was it the same Zelda tune, but like
It's the same as the
Yeah.
Zelda's recorder tune.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, same tune.
from
Mario
the
and
original
Zelda.
Legend of
Same
Zelda.
universe, man.
Yeah.
Mushroom
Or-
Kingdom and Hyrule are.
That just means the scale is the same.
What statue were you thinking of in video games?
I didn't have a better one.
Okay.
Like I'm trying to think of something more famous.
Was anybody ever turned to Kirby? Kirby Stone Form.
Yeah, Kirby Stone Form's pretty
got that
good.
one jacked one.
Yeah, that one's funny.
Yeah.
He turns to the anvil sometimes.
Yep.
That's always great.
Turns into himself, going like this.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a statue in
And a Mario every once in a while.
Yes.
And Superstar, I think he'll turn into a Mario every once in a while.
Are there any Lord of the Rings games that take place in the Elven place? Because they have those giant statues that guard the bay.
Yeah, there's, I mean,
Shadow of Mordor. I don't know if
Maybe.
it goes there.
I think the movie tie-in games have it.
Yeah, they almost certainly. That's where I've seen them the most.
And
Two
then
Towers, right?
No, it wasn't too tight because it's like it's an elven village. No, it's a human.
I think it's human. Yeah.
It is human settlement.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah,
the huge, these guys.
yeah, those are very big statues.
Yes. There's another one that came to mind with statues in video. It just left my
Yeah, I
brain.
tried searching for that search term and I'm having
Yeah,
trouble
I
finding
guess-
a good.
Dylan, just type in statues in video games. We'll give it a quick, we'll give it a quick look, and then
Yeah,
we'll wrap it up.
This is our homework at the end. Yeah, statues in video games.
I keep getting
Dude, that makes me want to go to the
statues I
Nintendo
can
Museum.
buy of video games. Which is not
in Arkanoid, the final boss is named Doe, and he is a giant Easter Island head.
Oh, that's right.
Revenge of Doe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Chozo statues.
Oh yeah. Oh, Breath of the
Chozo
Wild.
statues are pretty good.
Yeah.
I can't believe that this is actually an article. This is great. I love it.
This is the internet now.
Oh, I'm sure Elden Ring and stuff is filled with them.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them that are miniaturized as save points,
I don't even know what Sable is.
but then there's larger ones you
Looks
find.
cool.
Or that like cell shading game. I think I've heard. Yeah, the shadow. Yeah, statues that point you towards.
Yeah, I love the
objects.
Chozo statues because they are often robots as well.
Yeah, Sekiro definitely has like Buddha statues. So that
Shadow of
wouldn't
the
be
Colossus. That's right.
combatant.
See that right there, Sea of Solitude?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. If one of those existed in Philadelphia, the whole body coming out.
Yeah, and in this case, like it's underwater, I'm sure there's a body.
Much like a Diglett. It's just this giant guy underneath. Well, we probably talked statues to death, boys. What do you think?
I think we've covered it pretty good. Yeah, came to a conclusion.
Yeah, our statues versus your statues any day of the week.
Yeah. Our Ben Franklin's teaming up to shoot a clothespin at you is probably going to kill you.
Yeah, I think the Franklin Force using
Versus-
clothespin as a weapon
Versus William
can
Penn.
kill William Penn, provided William Penn doesn't notice them and summon all the gargoyles to interrupt them.
This would make a great movie, like animated short.
Somebody call M. Night.
AM Night. Do animation now.
What a twist!
The twist will be there is no twist because he stopped doing those like 5 movies.
It's true. Trapped.
Did you see that?
I saw Trap.
Oh, man.
Thanks for watching Tubby Talk. We'll see you next time.
Thanks,
See you.
guys.
YUNKJunk!